books do you have you can say, well, I got this idea from, let's name a few authors. Milton Friedman. Keep going. Hayek. Ludwig von Mises.
Rothbard.
Say it again.
Murray Rothbard.
Rothbard.
Thomas Sowell.
Sowell. Hazlitt. Walter Williams. Walter Block. Defending the undefendable. Look, 8. How many can we name? 50? How many can your Marxist friends name? Are they going to say the Communist Manifesto? Are they going to say that? Are they going to say Galbraith? Have you read Galbraith? Try it. Try it. You'll go. Really? Have you read Robert Wright? Give it a shot.
No thanks.
Nobody. For college, I had to for college. Sorry. And I know I'm being a little harsh again, and I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, ask for sources and definitions, and you'll be really surprised what you get. You guys are so educated compared to your Marxist opponents. I'm calling them Marxists. I can define that if you want. But you're so educated, and you use logic, you use rational thinking. The cloud will part when you ask. What are you getting at? I'd like to read it. Oh, that's it. Thank you so much.
I voted for Obama at the time. Everything that he was espousing, I thought that I had wanted. And I've since done a pretty radical switch.
Yeah, you've done quite the 180,
yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So, and I'm starting to work that on friends and family, too. And that's taking progress. But I think we voted, and we're just going to have to live with it for a bit. And the incumbent party is always going to lose people in the 2 years after the presidential election and congressional races, and I think we're going to see a larger backlash than usual towards the Democrats, and not necessarily for the Republicans. I mean, they tend to be more on the sides of liberty, but not nearly as much as not Barry Goldwater style Republicans, just more Bush, much more authoritarian sort of thing. So I think that it's mostly going to happen in legislative races in 2010.
Right. And how do you feel about the academic environment here at ASU? Do you feel that it's fair and that it presents all sides, or is there an agenda that professors tend to promote and indoctrinate their students with?
The climate there, I've only taken one economics class there, but my professor was actually pretty good.
Okay.
A lot of the things he said were very consistent with a free market ideology. He didn't explicitly come out and identify himself as one, but it definitely looks kind of like he is. Anyways, I don't perceive a huge left-wing bias or anything. It's probably just slightly left, although I believe you'll find every type of person everywhere, so I don't like making vast sweeping generalizations. I do wish they would take down those annoying United Nations goals posters in the library.
Right.
Though I don't support the United Nations at all. I'd love to withdraw.
Absolutely. And how about you, Ryan? Any crazy stories about professors or different events that you've seen on campus? Or
no crazy stories yet. I've had several professors. Most of them do an exceptional job because I look for it at hiding their political affiliations.
Right.
And some of them I look at and see in every single word they could use if it was politically charged one way or the other, left or right, or even up and down the authoritarian or libertarian axis. But they're pretty well. Very, very well hidden. And then the last day of class, one guy says, well, it is my, he thinks that, actually I'm not going to say this because I'm not going to incriminate any of my teachers. But a professor I had in high school said that they thought that one one of the main purposes of government was to redistribute wealth. And I remember just in those exact words. So not so much at ASU. I sat in on an economics class I wasn't registered for earlier this semester, just once or twice, just to see how, it was a 500-person lecture hall. Half the people were asleep, the other half weren't there. Early in the morning, and the professor said that economics was a science, and that there was going to be zero dissent in his class. And his way of economics was the right way, and he was a Chicago school economic. So I agreed with that. And normally I think, hey, debate's a great thing, but in this case, it is what it is.
Right. And do you think a lot of students on campus are aware of ideas of liberty, limited government, or...
I think, I'm going to have to disagree with that, Ryan. I think at our age, the natural inclination is towards liberty and independence. We want to make our own lives. We don't want to have our parents or our government dictate it for us. And I think that natural psychological tendency is built in at this age. And so when we hear ideas about liberty, we're more receptive to them than people who are older or younger. That's why most of Ron Paul's support, he got an overwhelming amount of young Republicans. They didn't flock to Giuliani or McCain or Thompson. They flocked to Paul because that's what the psychology of our people our age is. We want our freedom, and we want it now.
Right.
I think each party only really has freedom along one axis. Like the Democrats only want personal freedom, and the Republicans are pretty much only for economic freedom. They'll deny you moral freedom in a heartbeat. Both parties have failed in that, in what I think they originally set out to do. Their basic support has grown to alienate the tenets of what the party was founded on.
I'm an urban planning major at Arizona State. I think one of my main issues with student government is generally just that they don't always deliver on the things that they talk about. And I think the things that they bring up in their campaigns are just talking points that really just ignite people and they think will get them elected, that they really don't care for.
Right.
They have I think a huge budget. They don't actually end up spending all their money, so I think there's better ways they could spend their money.
Right. I heard about some concert that they were putting on, maybe it was last year, and they ended up having to cancel it because they didn't do all the proper planning for it, and they wasted, I think almost $1 million or something. Do you know about that, or?
I don't.
Okay.
I hadn't heard about that.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure also if there's a lot of coverage and things like that.
Right. Have they made any significant accomplishments for students? I mean, have they made your life as a student any better with what they've done, or?
I would say that there's not a lot of things that they do that students are aware of,
right,
that are measurable. So that would also be another problem I have, is that the things that they do, the students don't see the benefits, so there's not a lot of confidence in them. So I'm not aware of a lot of things. I'm sure there's things going behind the scenes, but recently with all the budget cuts and things, it's hard to have confidence because all we're seeing is rising tuition and things.